Hey guys, I'm Jordan and you're watching Fixbook. After watching this video, your car problems stand about as much a chance as this laptop does against my hot lead. Now, make sure you stay tuned so you can see what happened to the laptop at the end of this video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove and replace a radio in a 2000 model Honda Civic. And I'll also briefly go over the description of what you need to do when retrieving your code for your radio if you've disconnected your battery and you need to enter that code to unlock your radio.
Okay guys, and the tools that I used in today's video was the 3/8 ratchet, the 8mm socket, and that extension there. I used a pair of dikes, and the Phillips head screwdriver is what I use for most of the stuff. And I also use that magnet right there. Comes in handy as it rolls away. Okay guys, now one of the first things I'm going to do here to go ahead and get this radio out is I'm going to kind of pop this piece out right here. I'm going to remove a screw, and then there'll be another screw down there probably, and then we got like a bolt on this side, and we'll kind of bring this piece down right here and go ahead and disconnect something if you got anything plugged up right there, and then we'll remove this plastic piece, and there'll be an electrical connector connected to this piece, and that just unplugs. We'll take that off. So I'll remove this piece. I'll show you me doing that right here. Okay guys, so here what I'm doing, I'll just stick a screwdriver in there and kind of pry it out there a little bit, and then I'll just go pull it out like that, and then the screw will actually be setting. You will have to take the screw and put it up like that to get to it and take it out. Alright guys, and here I'm trying to get a shot of that screw. Hopefully you can see it there. And here, I'll just take my screw and show you. You have to stick it up in there like that, and then you just lefty-loosey take it out there. It's a Phillips head screw. Alright guys, and we've also got, in addition to the screw up here, we've got this other Phillips head screw. Once we get both these out, we'll be able to get to the other side. And let's see. Oh, the better shot of that other screw. Alright, and sorry guys, I was thinking that the screw was going in right here was your only screw for right here, but once you get this pin off right here, as you can see, there's another Phillips head screw right in there. So we got the top one out right there. You can go ahead and get that one off there. And we also need to get these two right here, 1 and 2. And then of course the bolt, which will be on the other side. Okay guys, and the next two fasteners we will be removing is the one right there, that screw. And then we'll also be removing one way down. Where'd it go? Right. There it is. Alright, so we see, let's see if I can get the top of my finger on that. It's not that one, but there's a black one right beside that. Unfortunately I don't have the light, but you'll see it, and I don't believe you'll have any problem taking it out. And instead of removing the glove box, what we'll do here is you're gonna see me stick my screwdriver and it'll slide right in there. It's hard to hold the camera and do all this at the same time. Oh, now you can see the bolt. So it's a bolt screw. It's got a bolt head and a Phillips head screw. So I'm breaking it loose there, and I'm twisting. So you just twist that all the way out, and then, like I said, the one up top. Once you've got all those fasteners off, as you can see, this is already loose. We'll just pull that right off. Okay, guys. So once you've got all your fasteners removed or loosened, we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy the rest of the way off. So I'm gonna start right over here. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
What's going on there, Mike?
Looks like I'm caught over here at the bottom. There we go. Just give it a tug. And
Yeah.
hopefully you can see down in here. All you gotta do is pull on this connector, and that'll come undone.
and then you can just kind of take this whole plastic piece. If I can ever get it out. There we go. And just set it off to the side.
Okay.
Alright guys, so the next and one of the last things we'll have to do here is we're gonna just kind of pull this whole piece right out here. But what we need to do is, okay, see, we got 2 bolt screws right there. You can either use your 8mm socket or your screwdriver, your Phillips head screwdriver. We've got the 2 right there as well. And I just use a Phillips head screwdriver. And I've already loosened them up a little bit, and you can, well, I'm gonna try and show you. Well, you're not gonna be able to see that, but I was moving it, and you know, we're moving this guy up here. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out, and we should be able to pull this piece out, and then we can see your serial code, and then I'll also show you guys who are trying to replace your radio what to do. Okay guys, now once you've got those 4 bolt screws, I like to call it out, you can go ahead and start wiggling on this guy, push on those brackets a little bit. That might help to kind of get it started there, and then we're just gonna wiggle it right on out there, just like that. And then there'll be these other bolt screws exposed. If you give me just a second here, I'm gonna realign so you can see it better. Okay guys, and here's the better view here. So we got, yeah, these little screws you gotta take out here. And once you take those screws out, you will be able to remove this radio right here. And I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. Oh, and one more thing guys, before we pull the radio out, you're gonna wanna disconnect the wires down here. And we just have those squeeze and pull plugs right there. See that blue one? There's the blue one. There's probably, if you can see back there, that black shiny looking thing, I'll put my hand on it. This guy right here, it's probably hooked up to the back, and that's the antenna wire. It's gonna, let me see if I can feel and verify that. Well, actually, no. Alright, let's see my hand. This wire, that's your antenna wire. You can see, just pulls out like that. You need to unplug that. And then we got your radio wire, which they can be fun sometimes. Let's see. There's going to be a squeeze thing sitting on the top there, and I can't get an angle. It'd be just literally impossible to get. But you're going to push down and pull, and then it'll come out down like that. And as you can see there, right next to my thumb, that's where you're going to push down and pull. Now we'll be able to actually get that radio out. Okay guys, and the next thing we're going to want to do is come down here, and this is for you guys if you're taking your radio out, is, let's see, go ahead and get that out. There is, if you can see at the end of these dikes, I'll zoom in here for you a little bit. You can see you got these little wire holder and things like that. We got one on this side. Stupid things covering it. There. We're gonna need to remove that. I'm gonna use my dikes to kind of wedge up behind there, and then we will disconnect that electrical connector right there. And then also up top, what I've done here is you got this blue connector. It looks like it's almost plugged into that, but I think it's part of a lot of electrical stuff up here. There's a squish and pull, and you can see the connector back there. I had to disconnect that. And then, let's see if you can see it in there. There's another bigger connector sitting back in here, but that's near impossible to get to, so that's why we're coming from the bottom and gonna unplug it where I showed you there earlier. Should be that big one right there. And then this whole piece will just come right out. And then we'll have a much better way to look at your radio. Okay guys, and what I was able to do when I disconnected that last blue plug I was showing you there earlier is now I'm able to see the code. Not able to get a stand in here real well, so the serial number, there's a model number, a reference number, and right below that you shall see the serial number. And I don't know. Yeah. It should say serial number, and then that'll be the number right there. So you get that number and read that off to your dealer when you get them on the phone, and they'll give you a 5-digit passcode. And I'll show you how to enter that. And this one's actually locked, so I'll show you me unlocking this one. Okay, and lastly, for you guys still trying to remove the radio here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come right up over top of this guy right here, and it's so very hard for me to get a good shot on this, but hopefully you can see there's 2 bolts sitting there, and I apologize if it's not coming in clear. Maybe it's coming in clear right now, but you're gonna take a 8mm combination wrench and go ahead and loosen those up. And once you get those out, you'll be able to just slide your radio right out there. Also, one more thing I want to add. You're probably wondering, when I was describing how to take those out, how would you go about putting those back in? Well, unless you want to remove all this junk right here, if it were my car, I would not put those 2 bolts back in. I would just put the 2 on this side, and that's going to hold it in there, and you're not going to feel a difference when you go to push buttons and everything. As you can see on this radio right here, it's got the 2 out on the other side, but the 2 are still in on this side, and you can see I can push buttons, I can push stuff, and the radio is not moving at all. So that's the answer. To answer your question there, I just wouldn't put the bolts back in because you spend a lot of time trying to do that. Okay guys, so we've got everything put back together here just about, and it's gonna say code, or you try to turn it on, it's gonna say code. So I've got my code here, and you're just gonna enter it in, and let's see, it's 2 2 3 1 and 3. There we go, and ta-da, your radio cuts back on. Okay guys, so once you've done what you're happy with, you've removed your radio or got your radio working again, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna push all our stuff back in. All those plastic panels, they like to push and clip in. It's kind of common if you break clips and stuff like that, so I don't know, don't get too worked up about it. Well, if it's not your car, get worked up about it, but if it is mine, I wouldn't care too much. But you're gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll work. You're gonna go ahead and work that plastic piece in. Just kind of take your time and work it back in there, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Here's what we got after the pistol rounds went through it. I got 6 out of 8, not too bad. So we got one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. It looks like something might have hit. I don't know if that was a bullet or not.